Okay,
Yes, hump
Wednesday.
day.
Happy hump day, everyone. All right, so if you're watching live on YouTube, please like and follow so you get notifications of future videos. If you're here in my interior design business forum, my private Facebook group, or in LinkedIn or my Facebook business page, welcome. And I want to welcome one of my new sponsors, Colleen Lamay from C2 Accounting. She is my bookkeeper. And to me, you are the bookkeeper extraordinaire. I have been through a lot of bookkeepers, accountants, and this and that. And when I tell you your firm runs like a well-oiled machine, which is why virtually people can use you as their bookkeeper and your firm and your people and be confident that they are getting exemplary service. I just had to tell you that
I
on the first
appreciate
slide.
that. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're happy with working with us.
Oh my God, amazing. So we want to talk a little bit about how an interior designer can maximize their profitability
Mhm.
by using a really good bookkeeping service. So tell us a little bit about how you support the interior designers. Because I'm a coach, you're my bookkeeper, you have other businesses,
Right.
but interior design is becoming your superpower in bookkeeping because you've been getting a lot of referrals and people coming to you. So how can a bookkeeping company help maximize profitability?
Yeah, so we've kind of followed into the niche of interior designers and we do love it. It's been great working with our interior design clients and seeing them grow. And for most of them, we're supporting them with obviously QuickBooks. QuickBooks is the accounting software of choice for interior designers, mostly because of how it integrates with the different softwares like Madoma and design files and things like that. So our goal is to make sure that our interior design clients can just focus on selling and
Yes,
designing.
yes.
Those are the 2 things that we want them to do. Now, is it always that simple? No, there are always gonna be hiccups. However, that is the end goal. So we're gonna make sure that we're categorizing those transactions in QuickBooks. We are making sure that your design software is, either if it's not integrated with QuickBooks, that we're getting all that information, all the invoices into QuickBooks so you can see how the business is doing. We're making sure that payroll is taken care of. We're helping them with sales taxes, all those things that you have to do to stay compliant and deal with the back end that you may not want to deal with, we make sure that's taken care of so they can just go focus on other things.
That's so perfect because I have to tell you, your people and you match all my transactions. I can go into my QuickBooks and I can look to see where I stand financially, and it really helps me make good financial decisions. It also is really not an interior designer's superpower to understand accounting, bookkeeping, QuickBooks, and it
Mhm.
does cause a tremendous amount of anxiety for everyone when they start looking into it if they didn't have a business background.
Yes.
Right? I even have a business background, and it still was very intimidating to me, and I personally hated it. So when I brought you on, I was like, wow, this is the way it's supposed to be done,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
also love the monthly report you give. So do you give everyone a monthly report so they can really see their numbers without even going into their QuickBooks?
Yeah, so all of our monthly clients, that's one of the things that we do is we send them a monthly report that has, I'm going to throw out some technical terms here, the balance sheet, the profit and loss statement. If they have outstanding receivables, invoices from clients, it lists that there as well, so they can kind of keep track of who owes them. And then the thing that we also get is a monthly financial review call. So we're not just giving you the report, you have the opportunity to get on the call with us every month and talk about the report, ask questions. And I feel like my
Huge.
other superpower is that I make it accessible. I try not to use a lot of terms that people wouldn't understand. I try to make sure that I meet people where they are and so that they do literally feel comfortable when they get off of one of our financial review calls.
I think that's actually really important. And it's one of the things I teach interior designers not to use design lingo. So you try
Mm,
not to use too much accounting lingo. I mean, one of the biggest complaints, Colleen, is that their bookkeeper, their accountant is inaccessible to them. They feel stupid asking questions. And I have to tell you, with all the clients I've referred to you, no one is telling me you're making them feel stupid, and you certainly don't make me feel stupid.
no, we don't ever want anyone to feel stupid because I know what that feels like as a consumer, and I don't want to ever feel that way. So we're making sure we don't make anyone feel that way. We like to use technology to make our lives easier and our clients' lives easier. So I'll get an email, and sometimes you know how it is when you go back and forth via email trying to answer a question is still kind of confusing. I'll record a Loom, do a quick video of what it is, whatever it is, and then I send it to the client. And that has been one of the great things that they've loved. Like we can just explain it visually because sometimes that's just easier, and it's more efficient than always hopping on a phone call or hopping on a Zoom call when they can answer it in 5 minutes via Loom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because part of what you do is help them organize their financial records as well. And one of the things you taught me is how I can upload receipts directly to you guys. So, and then label them so you know how to categorize them in my QuickBooks and how I can do that right through QuickBooks. I never even knew that,
Yeah, junk
right?
in, junk out. Give it as much information as we can get from our clients up front, then that helps us to do our job a lot better. So we do use technology like getting receipts ahead of time. We have software that we can help when when we don't know the answers as to what things are, so they can easily let us know what the transactions are for. So we try to make their lives as simple as possible.
And talk to me about budgeting and like forecasting. Like, when do you do? I think our one-on-one sessions once a month, we tend to talk about that. So I just want
Mhm.
you to explain a little bit how that works.
Yeah, so you preach about profit first, right?
Mhm.
So that's a good way to help people forecast cash. One of the things I have found that we've been trying to teach our interior design clients, especially when they're buying things like they're getting custom pieces of furniture, and you put that deposit down, and you forget there's another 30,000 that's owed in 6 months, and so you just going about your business until the bill shows up. So we try to teach them, let's put that bill in today into QuickBooks, we make the payment, and now it still shows you whatever's still left. So as you're looking at your payables in the future, you can really forecast cash. And if you are using Profit First, making sure that all the FF&E money is going into a separate account so that you can pay that and you can see what is my real revenue and what do I actually have to operate my business from.
Yes.
Not everyone's there, but that is the goal.
Yes. Okay. And I love to have a bookkeeper who understands profit first and actually doesn't hate it, because in the past it was always like, no, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Just learn to read your, P&L and your financial reports. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Creatives need to look at their bank account and know what they can spend. And
Yeah.
this is part of what does it for them.
And with interior designers and FF&E, it's a different beast. So you have to understand that that money is dedicated for something else. So let's not look at it as part of your bank balance. Let's just focus on what you really can spend and make decisions from there.
And talk to me about tax compliance. How do you help with that?
Yeah, so we're not a tax firm. Our focus is literally bookkeeping and payroll and sales taxes. That's kind of our wheelhouse. But in order to be able to have your taxes prepared accurately and in a timely manner, you need to have good bookkeeping information. So that's where we come in. So our job is to make sure at the end of the year, you're literally, as I did with you this year, you're just giving it over to your CPA. And hopefully the CPA is QuickBooks literate and they can just go in and everything is very smooth. Like, it just takes a lot of stress off of you. You're not worried about it. So that's how we help. And then when it comes to things like sales taxes, making sure things are keeping track and that they're being paid on time, because sales taxes and sales tax penalties for not being paid on time can add up very quickly.
Right. And you're also a resource for people to ask questions like, I just bought something for my house, but I put it through my business. Am I supposed to do that? How does that work? Like, they can ask you some of those
Oh,
questions,
yeah, and
correct?
please ask. I would love to get asked before the purchases are made, but sometimes that doesn't always happen, so, either way and those are the things that we'll ask, like, if we notice something that's kind of out of the ordinary, we'll at the end of the month, we're gonna be like, "Hey, we just don't know what this is," and that's when you find out, "Oh, yeah, I bought, a dress for a party that it was marketing." It's like, no, sorry,
You
but no."
can't put clothes on if you're going on stage.
No, no, if you're an actress, maybe, or you're a model, but that's not the industry that we're talking. So I can only
Business
speak to this
coaching,
industry. I
maybe.
don't think so. Good
So,
luck though. Good try, but I don't think so.
yeah, I might be trying that. So, okay. So tax compliance is part of what you advise people
Mhm.
on. But like you said, you're not a tax accountant, but your accountant then gets really clean information. Cash flow management, we already talked about,
Right.
understanding your cash flow. If you want to use Profit First, you are a Profit First friendly bookkeeping firm, which is
Mhm. And I use
huge.
Profit First in my own business, so
Oh my God, so
I
helpful.
don't know if I ever told you that. Yeah, I do.
I don't think I did know that. And
Mhm.
then, of course, financial reporting. You're reporting to your client, which is the person who hires your company.
Mhm.
You're reporting to a tax municipality if you're paying steady quarterly taxes, projected
Correct.
taxes for them. Anything else we're missing on the tax side?
Well, if you're so I tell my clients as they are growing and they're becoming more profitable, they should be working with a tax professional, not just for tax preparation at the end of the year, but literally tax planning.
Oh,
So having your books done throughout the year and not just waiting until the end of the year to try to get everything done at one time allows you to work with the planner who could then help you to pivot and make decisions. Because if your business is doing 100,000 this year more than you did last year, well, your taxes are going to be a little bit different. And so they may need to make some tweaks to figure out what you need to do differently. And having that information allows you to go, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Tax person, we need
yes.
to have a conversation like now in March and not wait till next year.
And that's something you recommend in the monthly meeting too. Like, okay,
Yes.
you're on a run rate to do more than you did. You might want to hop on with your accountant and
Yeah,
do
our
some
standard
adjustment.
reports compare year to year, so you can see where there's a huge difference. So I recommend every client have a tax planner in their pocket.
Okay, so listen, everyone who's listening live or on replay, go back from to the beginning if you need to. Overall, a bookkeeping firm definitely provides a valuable support to your interior design firm. And it's if you have no one working for you right now, I always say the first hire is an accountant, but really for the accountant to do the right thing by you and understand your books, a bookkeeper, crackerjack bookkeeper works hand in hand with the accountant. So really the bookkeeper should come first and the accountant should be the position that supports. And I will tell you, your accountant will charge you a lot more money to do your taxes if your books are not clean. So a
Yes.
bookkeeping company like yours is what actually will save them money with their accountant.
Yes. It seems like a cash outlay, but it really is an investment in yourself and your business.
Absolutely. All right. Any details that we missed?
I don't think so. I will say one thing. So for those people who don't already have QuickBooks in place, actually talking to a firm like ours to help you get set up in the first place so that you can make it's much easier to help you put it together and for us to establish good habits in the beginning than to try to fix it 5 years from now. It just becomes a lot more of a mess to untangle. So don't think you have to get to a certain dollar amount before you make enough money to put it QuickBooks into place. It's never too soon.
Good point. It's never too early to get
Mhm.
your bookkeeper on board. And I will tell you, I just referred someone to you who's on their bookkeeper, convinced them that desktop QuickBooks was the way to go, that online QuickBooks was not, and
Yeah.
that's what happens when someone's afraid of
Yeah.
a new technology, including an accountant, which I used to have, who really was resistant to QuickBooks Online originally and then came onto it. Um, that's not the bookkeeper you want or the accounting firm that you want if it's someone who's resistant to QuickBooks Online
Yeah,
because it is a virtual world now and
it
it's much
is.
easier for people to. So I love that you reminded people if you're converting onto QuickBooks or converting from desktop to QuickBooks, get your help before you do it. Don't try to
Yes,
do
do
it
not
yourself.
convert to desktop from desktop to online by yourself. It is easy, but if there are mistakes, it's a lot harder for you to fix it than to have someone like us fix it for you.
Okay, there you go. All right. So, everyone who is struggling with their bookkeeper, either because they're not easy to talk to, they're not keeping up, they're charging them too much, whatever it is, hop on to C2 Accounting, get a 15-minute consult with Carleen. She gives that, you get that for free,
I
correct?
do. Mhm.
Okay, for a discussion about your money and your bookkeeping and see how she can help you make it right. Don't wait. It's just too big of a monster to wait because then it takes weeks, days, weeks, and months to fix it.
Yeah, and it's more expensive the
And
longer you wait, just to be really honest.
yeah, because you have to charge for the time of your staff to go in
Mhm.
and clean up somebody's books, right? So do it
Yes,
quicker rather than later. So
I
thank you,
agree.
Colleen, for being
Thank
here
you for
today.
having me.
All right. So we'll be here once a month, everyone. So if you have bookkeeping questions, please tag Colleen. She's in the group. She's one of my sponsors and an expert there. And then if you have any topics you want us to discuss, tag us and let us know so we have more topics to talk about. But we're going to do some QuickBooks demos, right?
Yeah, coming up soon. So yeah, specifically quick with questions. We'd love to make sure those demos are tailored to what people want to see.
Perfect. Okay, good. All right, everyone. Go have a great Wednesday. Thanks, Colleen. I'll see you next month.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.